Go. Just had some problems. We're back. We're live. Everything is cool. I'm slow, as Sarah said. You know what happened is I got this Chaos Crimson Bat mascot for us. His name is Crimson.
He broke the fucking stream,
and
apparently.
The forces of chaos broke our stream. That's what happened.
Chaos too strong.
It is too strong. He's at the angry face. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna switch him over to the happy face right now. So there we go. We should be good. The bat is happy. We've sacrificed to the bat the souls of our enemies, and we should be fine right now.
I wasn't prepared for that happy face.
Happy bat, happy life. Okay, so welcome to a skeleton crew of us tonight. We have Troy was unable to make it. Jess is a trader and is off at a concert having fun. Like, how dare she have fun and have a life outside of gaming? And also on top of that, also Amber is like doing some duty of watching some kids and possibly dealing with a health issue of someone she cares about. So she might be in and out throughout this session. So this is role playing. If you've ever gamed, you know how that is. People come and go. You got to respect your friends and let them do their things. But that's okay because we've got some stuff planned around the gentleman who's below me right here, Descara, tonight. So Kent, it's all on you, man.
I'm going to find all of the beehives.
Happy Friday. Time to bully Kent, the best of us.
Don't choke like you did last time with Ezrala.
Carry us.
Oh, Sharky said, how did Gen Con go? There's a good thing to start off with because some of us were there. Not me because I'm not cool. Yeah.
Dread, once again, was the MVP of the RPGs we played. It was fucking amazing. I cannot praise Windmill Gaming Company enough for their Dread scenarios and their skill at running them. Yep. Amazing. One of the best role-playing experiences of my entire life. So fucking good. Cannot enough. They have a Patreon, everyone. If you want to go over there and give them $5 a month, you will get access to all of their fucking amazing Dread scenarios. They are so fun and easy to run.
Hey, Amber, what's their name so I can share the Patreon link?
Windmill Gaming Company.
And if you happen to have like 6.5 hours to spare, you can find on our YouTube channel a video of us playing Dread run by Amber last October on Halloween, which was a blast. So much fun.
And that scenario is from Windmill Gaming Company.
Yep, that was a great scenario.
So good. I love my character.
Yeah, I love mine too.
So I just shared the link highlighted for patreon.com/windmillgameco if you want to go support some really cool indie creators.
And Kung Fu Fenris asked, did a certain someone get a certain set of books? No, I'm not cool, Kung Fu Fenris. I'm not one of the cool kids who went.
He's getting the PDF. He's out of room.
You know, no, I'm not. I changed my mind on that. I'm actually going to, fuck it. I'll figure something out.
Jesus, Christian, I was there.
The goal is to get all of us there next year.
No, she's talking
Christian
about.
Christian and I are gonna fight tooth and claw.
I'm about to blow a toddler's mind. I'll be right back.
Okay, go ahead. Good luck.
Oh, he's table surfing again.
Oh my God, freaking kids. So yeah, I didn't get them. I'm going to get them next week when they come out, just like everyone else. I cannot wait for them. I wish I had one because it would have come in handy for tonight, but so be it.
They looked amazing.
Yeah, Chaos Team puts out the most beautiful books. They really do. They really, really do. Like the artwork, Katrin Durham, her artwork in the Prosopadia is just like absolutely gorgeous. I look at all her stuff she puts up online. Even I found some stuff. She had some Lock Tomb art. I sent it to Amber of like the Lock Tomb trilogy books. Like so cool. But yeah. So anyway, yes. So here we are. I'll wait for Amber to stop terrorizing a toddler and come back up, and then we'll
She's
get
not
rolling.
terrorizing the toddler. The toddler is terrorizing her furniture.
Yeah.
Amber set up a hidden baby spy cam to watch the toddler so she can stream. It's really funny.
Yeah, that's dedication. Yeah, you know what I like most about Chasm? I love that they give you the ribbon bookmark. Like the ribbon bookmark is so key to role-playing game books. And I just, Chasm, every single book has the ribbon bookmark. And that is just a chef's kiss.
Yep.
Like, love the ribbon bookmark.
I'm a wizard.
Yes, yeah, she's got her nephews and also other things going on. So yeah, there's a lot.
Her cat.
Burger's
Burger
awesome,
has been the most mature and easygoing person of this whole experience.
That's because Burger's great.
She has been just great. She has let the kids pet her and stuff. She's like not running away from them. She's just she's being so chill.
She deserves more treats.
I miss Burger. Such a good girl.
Burger bit me last time I saw her.
You deserved it.
Burger, for all of these reasons and more, is the official familiar of the DMs After Dark.
It's true.
And the thing is,
Hercules
Burger,
can be the official animal companion.
Yeah, I gave Burger bit me, but then I gave her a ton of treats, so I think we're cool now. Though
that's all.
She accepts bribes.
Yeah, and I'm
she
like,
takes
all about
payment
that.
in temptations.
I'm down with that. I'm like, oh, here, eat my entire hand. So anyway, anything else, Sarah? Any other business items?
Well, I didn't prepare this ahead of time.
Sharky wants a business card. We can send them one probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get you one, dude.
I didn't grab the link for it, so I'll pop it in at the end of the stream. But we have a T-shirt up on a Redbubble. If anyone wishes to grace themselves with our Detective 20 logo, that is available for purchase. Like I said, didn't prepare it. I will send it out at the end of stream, and it's also posted on all of our social medias and stuff, so you can stalk on those and find the links. Should you wish to wear us, we would appreciate it, and we thank you.
Yes, and coming soon, more T-shirts. Because we're going to have Team Chaos and Team Wholesome T-shirts as well, and a Strong of Heart, Dumb of Ass too.
We will see which team is winning by number of sales on each shirt.
Obviously, the winning team is going to be Strong of Heart, Dumb of Ass. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's very fair.
That's very fair.
The goddess tier.
Yeah, that's extremely fair. That's extremely fair. All right, let's get this show on the road. With all right, Sharky's got his on. Right on, man. I don't. I have Orlance today. No Crimson Bat today, so everyone's safe. For now. So let's recap where we were last time. Who wants to recap? I will if no one else does. Although I'll be honest, I don't remember much.
Amber usually does it really well.
Yeah,
I got it. I'll do it. She's busy.
We're all codependent on Amber.
If you got it, go for it.
All right, let's see if I remember. So, last time the time before last, we dealt with the Lunars and stuff. Tried warning the second wind, but they already knew because they're better than us.
It's the third one, but yeah. Yep.
Third wind. Ha!
Yeah.
I was off by one.
Yeah, you're off by one wind.
So most of our cows have been returned, or something like that.
Yeah, you got them all back because you killed the fuck out of the people who took them.
Yep.
So,
and then we're trying to prepare for the inevitable return of the Lunars and what they are going to do to our lovely little town.
Vale. Yeah.
Vale.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. I'll pick up a little bit more. So throughout the time that everyone was kind of around last, as you wandered around and did your own separate stuff, you all were questioned. Questioned by a voice after you had taken that orb from the temple. And you answered questions, and sometimes you seemed happy with the answers, sometimes he was at least neutral, but all of you had an experience of some sort with this voice, and then you were summoned to Gordinger's Hall, where you were thanked. There was a little tension because a lot of people thought Gordinger seemed rather...
they're after the camera. Hang on.
Rather cavalier about things. Oh my God. Those are so Troy's kids. Everybody seemed rather cavalier about Gordinger's attitude. I'm sorry, I'm easily distracted. Seemed really cavalier about what happens. And so there was some tension there, but everybody was gifted and thanked for saving the third wind. And afterwards, Kymreese took everyone out to the woods where he summoned a spirit, and the spirit was a dragon. And the dragon revealed himself as Shavashak, calling himself the Rainbow Worm. He's been asleep for a really long time in that temple. and basically said that he's like you guys, not whole, doesn't have a home, etc., etc., and kind of wanted to mob up with you guys. There were some arguments about that, over whether or not to do it, and eventually the consensus was to accept him as one of the group for now, and everybody got a dragon rune marked on their hands. If you're watching and you don't know what a dragon rune looks like, that's what it looks like right there. I just popped it up. And everybody's got that on the palm of their left hand now. Doesn't look like a tattoo. Strangely enough, it looks like a birthmark. And so that's where we were. And to start, it is Wednesday of Stasis Week in Earth Season. Earth Season is coming to a close. And the veil, that pall of anxiety is still hanging over the veil. Everybody kind of knows something is coming. And some preparations are being made to get ready for whatever it is and whenever it happens. And I will say that you all saw Bryn ride off with Lonson and a couple other weapon thanes and a bunch of cattle heading off somewhere. A bunch of the cattle that you stole back, by the way.
That we don't have. That we
Yes.
officially don't have.
It's like your unmarked
taxes.
bills, your unmarked cattle, right? Your cattle.
Those are laundered cows. They are untraceable.
The laundered, untraceable cows.
We're putting the cows overseas in a
Yes.
little pen.
Our offshore cow accounts. So- Thank you.
Thanks
Hey,
for the
Troy.
gift sub, homie.
So you saw Bryn ride off with Lonson and like I said, a couple other weapon thanes and Gordagar actually. Somewhere you don't know where. And with that, Des and Rue, let's say you guys are up in the in somewhere doing some hunting or something, because I know there were some things y'all wanted to talk about.
All right, going into the woods bright and early. It's been a while since we've had a chance to hunt together like we used to. We've been busy.
Yep. It's been a crazy few weeks, months.
All right. I think they head out like in that gray light of like false dawn, you know? Hunters get up nice and early, go out with their bows, try to find some food, because someone gambled with all of our cows. Rue's a little quiet at first.
You want to go take care of
Excuse
that?
Yeah. The kids are like attacking the camera. Sorry, everyone. We'll edit this out for the podcast. Look at
Since I ever leave.
Yes. As you're up early, you're going through the woods. What are you hunting for? I'll pick it up here a little bit.
We're probably hunting for something bigger, you know, something that we can something that will help sustain some people for a little bit longer, you know. Probably
Like
some of the deer that we can hunt, the like
yeah, because
blacktails and
you
what.
can't catch the ghost deer, so you can.
Yep.
So let's say you're hunting for a ghost deer. So give me a track roll for that.
All right. Let me. Ooh! I got a 2.
All right, so you've been scouting out a little bit in the fall, and you kind of know where they're bedding down and stuff, and you figured out that they're coming to eat at a certain place, sometime during the day. So you set up right along that track, and so you're confident that a deer is going to come by any minute.
All right. We're hunting some blacktail. I rolled a 2 on my track. We're like right here.
So yeah,
All
if
right.
you want to,
Fuck yeah, gotta
pick
get
up
my head
that,
in the game and focus on this shit.
yeah. So yeah, you can pick up Amber. I just I
I mean,
covered for you. Yeah.
thank you. If it seems like we're close to a deer, I'm gonna hold off on the awkward thing it looks clearly like I want to say, and until we kill a deer.
So you sat, like I said, you've been scouting
Lie in wait.
Des, and like early in the morning they're coming out into this clearing, and they're feeding along the edges for the last kind of like berries and stuff that are on the edges of that clearing. So you're kind of just sitting there in the early morning fog, not talking, just occupying the same space like guys do, and the deer, sure enough, comes out. It's a nice looking buck.
Don't choke, don't choke, don't choke.
I mean, Troy just gave us some rerolls, so just in case.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna kind of just meet Descar's eyes across from where we are, set up in a little ambush situation, and see if he wants to take the shot or not.
I'll motion for Rue to take the shot. He's
Fuck. Okay, here we go.
I found them, you get them.
Oh yeah. 20 out of 79.
So that is just a regular success, but still a hit. So yeah, roll a hit location and damage for me.
Fuck, I only have a D10. 1 second. I need a dice roller.
I have one of the John's die. If you want me to roll the location for
yes, roll
okay.
John's die for me.
5 is the hit location. Let me look up a deer real quick.
Is it a leg?
Come on, John.
It should be.
Don't fuck with us too much, buddy.
It does. It's probably a leg. I'm going to be honest with you, but because that sounds like leg territory even for deer. But let's see.
Sounds like leg territory.
Never miss leg day.
Never miss legs. Period.
Troy's calling a shot for right leg.
It is hind quarter. Hind quarter. Got it in the ass, which is a real bad shot for deer hunting. Not the best. Roll your damage.
I did get 8 for damage.
Oh, very good. You whack it really hard. You get it good. That starts puking up blood and stuff because that's like a gut shot basically for a deer.
Yeah, hopefully I at least hit a major artery and he will bleed out swiftly as he runs. Yeah.
He does run off a little bit though, so you do have to track him a little bit, but it's not going to be a hard track. Other deer scatter. Probably time for you to have your discussion as you're trying to find this deer.
All right. Yep. We're picking through the woods. Rue has been that contemplative quiet, like he has a lot on his mind this whole morning. And as you're picking through the underbrush following bloody leaves and tracks and whatnot, it's easy enough that you don't need full focus. So he's just sort of like, I'm sorry about your mom.
We knew she was going to be leaving, just not exactly when. She's been prepping for a little while now. Making sure Pack was always by the door and whatnot,
Yeah. It's just, I know she hasn't had a chance to be back as long as she'd like, and the little ones.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anything I can do to help you. Now I'm always here,
Yeah. Can always swing by whenever. The little ones do like playing around.
Yeah.
With you especially, it seems.
I'm sorry I haven't been around so much.
You've had things on your mind, other things that you need to take care of.
Yeah, I know. It's we used to spend so much time together, and then after the initiation, it's like everything's been nonstop.
It does seem like that, doesn't it?
I was going to cut in to say that you come across the deer laying it ran downhill into a little thicket, and it's it's in there. You can kind of hear it. It's breathing its last breath.
Shit. I don't know if I should try to shoot it again or if that'll give it another adrenal boost. He's gonna kind of hold off and just stay back for now if it sounds like it's kind of like simmering down and just let it go that way instead of possibly spooking it again.
I will actually take the lead with this, and I will try to end it with a peaceful cut.
You go in. It's tough for you because you're big, because it's a thick thicket. But you get in there,
Nettles
like
in
you
the
get
balls
some,
again.
you get nettled. But fortunately this is not summertime; it's fall. So you've been wearing you got some like nice wool breeches on. So like your boys are protected. So
Good.
you get in there and you find it laying on its side. It's passing away. It's not going to run anywhere. But you can certainly roll a peaceful cut to end its misery if you want.
Yeah. Make a good show of this hunter thing. I was off by 10.
Reroll.
Yeah, we should have.
Don't mind if I do.
Say you can either use a reroll. I would also say that you've got plenty of time in this situation, and this is the sort of thing where honestly it doesn't matter if you take your time, you're going to do the right thing by the animal. So I would say I'll just give it to you. You just don't get a chance to check off the box for increasing the skill.
Yeah. That's fine. That's what I was
fine.
Gonna.
Yeah.
I won't use the reroll. I'll take my time with it and do it, but not do it.
So you take your time and you dispatch it, and I'm not going to ask like details of how you kill the thing, but when I say like how do you do it, I mean there's like, is there a prayer involved, or like that's what I mean. Like
I would think that when I was out training with what's his name, the main hunter dude, Baroth.
Yep.
Baroth. That he may have taught me a prayer of some sort.
Sure. Yeah. So definitely there's a prayer to Odalia, that the animal. So you believe when you take an animal's life that it actually goes back to the wilds, and then it eventually is reincarnated again as another animal, which is similar to what actually Orlanthi believe with their own souls, that like your soul is your breath. It is a wind. So when you die, you go to the sky realm where Orlanth lives, and then eventually can come back either as a spirit or a wind or a person again. You can be reincarnated. So same thing with animals. Their souls go back to the spirit realm and then eventually cycle back around. If you do the peaceful cut, if you don't, that's when things get fucked up because they can be angry or whatever. So you do the prayer and you send it on its way.
Once Discara finishes dispatching the deer, Rue kind of heads up and sets his pack down, getting out the knives and things needed to start field dressing.
Sure.
And he kind of pauses a moment after he drops his pack, and he's just like, "You're really good at that." They always.
If you saw me the first time, you wouldn't be saying that.
I mean, they always kind of freak out again when I get close to them. At the end, I think they can smell me.
Maybe it's tell more that they smell, but one thing with animals, they can't get to know us. And I know you.
Wait, is Nightclaw there? Is Nightclaw there?
There is, yes.
And then the cat.
He hisses at you at that when you say that.
Okay, maybe that animal knows you too well.
I've known him for longer.
I'm not trying to start nothing, but I say to the cat. He'll take out his knives and stuff and start, lifting the deer, get it strung up, start gutting it, that whole thing.
I would imagine that Syl and Nightclaw probably like get side by side and just give you like the big animal eyes for snackies.
They're ready.
And treats. Yeah.
Yep.
Start throwing
scraps.
out snackies as we go. He kind of looks at Discara over the corpse and is like, "So Israel is coming around a lot."
Yeah. Yeah, she's been rather sweet on me.
People are talking a little bit. If I'm
I,
hearing it, they're talking way more than what I'm hearing also, by the way.
that's true. That's true. Although you do like to eavesdrop, I gotta say.
I don't like to. I'm just good at it because I'm quiet. Do you like her too?
Yeah, I do. I, you know, fumble with my words with her, but maybe that's all more the reason that it shows that I actually do.
I think she knows. She smiles a lot when she talks about you.
It's
I'm happy for
good,
you guys.
good to know. Thanks. So, how are things with my cousin?
Busted. He makes a face, a face that says everything.
Yep.
Uh, you, so, we're same as always.
Aria, saw you sneak off at that last festival.
I was. It's not what people think it is. Okay. I asked her if she wanted to see me. The other me. And then he gets like a little smile, like a smile of almost like disbelief, and he's like, and she said yes, and she wasn't afraid.
So well, things are going well.
Yeah, I think things are going well. I think she's scared. I mean, I was not of me. I was expecting her to be afraid of me, but she talks about her parents a lot and the war and leaving with her aunt. Kind of worried about her, actually.
Yeah, as out of all of us, she's probably the most likely to up and disappear without saying anything to us.
I think it's more than that, Discar. The other day, she came over to my place and I asked her if she wanted to win the war or just die in it. She didn't have a good answer.
It's quite a hard question to answer, though.
It's not for me. I want to win. I want to protect all of this. She's just, she's so convinced that she's going to die that it's like inevitable that I'm worried she wouldn't really try. And I think she's a little convinced she's going to break my heart because of it.
Well, if there's anything that we know from your little thing, flit into the woods there, none of us are gonna leave this vale alone. Even if one of us is chasing the other.
Yeah. I really like her, Discar.
I can tell.
And I'm not so afraid of losing her that I'm afraid to try to have her. I just don't think she feels the same.
Maybe. but I think it's a tough time for her right now with the Lunars showing up and her aunt back.
And pause.
We can leave that for now. Maybe pick it up later. Marissa, what are you doing?
Hi.
I will say this. That same morning, as you get up, and maybe you have some business to attend to, kind of down by the hall. You have to go and get some, buy something from
I
the
actually
trader.
did have something that she might be doing that is down in that area.
Okay, go for it.
So Arissa's plan is she doesn't know what's going to be happening, and she wants to make sure that everyone is prepared.
Okay.
So she's been making emergency medical kits for every household. And
Okay.
she wants to go talk to Gordon Gar and Morganeth to see if they have extra supplies they can lend her so she can use them for medical kits for the Vale.
Gordon Gar is gone. He left with Bryn, but you can definitely find Morganeth or Liv, Lou's mom, around somewhere.
Who would Arisa know more for healing supplies?
Better.
Then she'll go and find Liv.
All right. So as you go down there, you see Saven with Kymrese. And they seem to be huddled up and talking. And Kymrese strangely has like a pack or a pouch of like supplies, like he's going somewhere for a while.
Can I try and listen? Because she feels really awkward, doesn't want to interrupt the conversation, but she wants to know. Oh, what's her skill in that? It's not great. It's probably average. Oh, I get it. My skill is 35, rolled to 21.
So you overhear Saven talking a little bit, and he's like, "You will know where to go, because you must let your own conscience guide you, and you will meet who and what you are supposed to meet, and you will know when to return."
Okay, so she's gonna stop in her travels and just kind of hang back for a little bit and just appear super nonchalant and not interrupting any conversations.
And with that, kind of like they part ways, and Kymrese turns and sees you. Like, for once, you're the one who's standing there awkwardly watching him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
I
sorry.
try my best to do. Oh, hi, Arissa.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to intrude or anything. Are you leaving?
Oh, not permanently. I'm just, well, so hard to actually be Troy. It's like trying to be like, these is hard shoes to fill. No, I'm going on like a vision quest.
Okay.
I've talked to Saven about the things I could do most to help people in the Vale, and somehow I think nobody wants to build boats with me for the oceans of blood that are coming, but I feel like I need to go and find some answers as far as what we can do.
Okay.
I'll be back soon.
Hold on. And she rifles into her bag and she pulls out one of the little emergency medical kits that she was giving to people. And she's gonna, here, just in case.
Oh. Thank you. I hope I don't need it, but it'll be nice to have something from you with me.
Oh. Well,
other than your blanket, I mean.
Oh, you kept it. Good. I was worried.
Right. Well, I get cold, so
yeah.
But I also really like it, so yes.
Good. I'm glad.
Well, I don't think I'll be very long, but I'll see you soon.
Yeah. Good luck. I can't wait to hear how it goes.
Thank you. And he goes off.
And they like stare at each other for a second, and it's really awkward, and then they just leave in opposite directions.
Probably like peeking back, but trying not to get caught peeking back at each other like the whole time.
It's like, check out my listening skill because I'm a sneaky little shit.
And with that, yeah, you can go find Liv. Liv typically will either be in her house, which is down in the main area, or somewhere around the riddle. Morganeth isn't around the riddle a lot too, but sometimes she's actually in the riddle, and you probably don't want to go in there.
Yeah, no. Yeah, she'll go check Liv's house first.
Yeah, Liv is in there. You smell some cooking meat. It's like a small hearth fire with like a little pan, like a copper pan, and she's like I almost like picture like a wok. She's like walking up some meat.
She will knock on the door. It's Arissa.
Kind of like, oh, Arissa, come on in.
And she'll awkwardly poke my hand.
How are you feeling?
I'm okay. Well, I've been starting to make some little kits to give to people to have in their here. And she pulls one out of her bag and she kind of opens it. It's like a small like pouch that she's kind of sewn together. It just has a couple of very basic it's ye old first aid kit.
Like sack with some herbs and bandages and stuff in it.
Yeah. And I was wondering if there were any extra that I could use. I'm trying to bring one to as many homes as I can, especially those with little ones.
Yes, of course. Let me help you with that.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah.
I know you're cooking.
Oh no, it's almost done. Would you like some? It's lamb.
I can't, but thank you.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. I make lamb a lot. Rue loves it so much, so it's just almost like a staple in my house.
Oh no, that's fair.
I do have, however, some here. Hold it. I made this morning, and she has some lentils, like lentil soup.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. She will take a little bit.
Good. And while you do that, she takes the lamb and she puts it in like a little like flatbread, and kind of like eats that with a little bit of lentil.
She makes a little sandwich.
Yeah, she makes a little sandwich. Yeah, it runs in the family.
Yeah.
And she's like, do you try to hide your hand, by the way?
She probably isn't thinking about it because she's got like 5 other things on her mind.
Yeah. So Liv says, you eat in silence for a little bit. And she looks and she goes, may I ask you a question?
Sure, what's on your mind?
And I won't judge the answer. I'm just curious. Your hand?
And her eyes go wide because she totally forgot.
I've noticed the same thing on Rue. And I'm just curious.
Has he told you anything?
No. I actually don't remember. Did Rue tell her about the thing?
He said, I found it in the woods. And then he grinned charmingly.
Yes.
To get out of trouble.
There we go. He was himself. And gave me an evasive answer.
But an honest one, I would presume. So we found something that protected us from some lunars in a roundabout way. It didn't do anything to them. And it's a spirit that seems to be friendly.
And that's his mark.
Yes, as far as I'm understanding.
It is a dragon newt rune. That is why I ask.
Right.
They do live in a city above the pass, but none have talked to them since Sartar's days.
This one may have been before, or early.
Well.
It's been a long time. I'm not entirely sure. Your
I
son
will
asked a
just-
lot of really good questions.
I don't want to try, but as you know, well, the safety and the well-being of the clan is part of my concerns, and I would ask you to be careful.
I made it abundantly clear that what's the word I'm looking for? Allegiance is to the clan and to Shalana Arroy first. And nothing can overtake my decisions about those. I made that very clear.
I know you've had some dealings with spirits, like disease spirits, but not other ones. And, well, the spirits, sometimes they can tell you what you want to hear in order to get you to do things that they want you to do.
Yeah, this was new. I think I trust it.
I think you have excellent judgment, so I will trust your judgment.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, let's go get the rest of that stuff. You finish up your food.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
And she takes you to kind of like a storehouse with like dried herbs and stuff like that. And you
That's what
kind of
I
like,
was thinking,
pack those
yeah.
things up and spend some time going around and, doing.
Yeah,
Given
that's
those things.
basically the rest of her plans is to prioritize homes with children
Yep.
and the elderly, and then as many other houses as she can give them out to.
So you're able to cover easily all the homes with smaller children easily, because there aren't many. And then you circle back around to like the elderly. The good thing is too, like, unlike us, these people don't just like yeet their old people into
It's
like a
a lot of
nursing home or shit.
multi-generational
Yeah, it's
homes, yeah.
multi-generational. So like, grandma's like your grandma, they take care of her within the house. So like no one's going to be like, fuck you, granny, and like leave into the, the woods or whatever. And like, the Lunars are going to rock up on a town full of octogenarians. That's just not going to happen. Yeah. But,
Not unless you want Arnalda to kick your ass.
yeah, Arnaldo will fuck your shit up hard.
Yeah.
but
Arnaldo gives no fucks, takes no business.
No. You have that as like that's how part of you winds up hanging out on a trophy on a Babster Gore statue. But but you're able to like attend to those as well and make sure like the elderly people have them as well. So it's a good day for you, we'll say. And I'll munch back to Rue and Des. You guys get down and you get the deer meat down. And was you planning to distribute it to people, or you're still muted, Amber?
I think preserve it. We should probably like smoke as much of it as we can.
So you take it to the smokehouse. There's smokehouses. So there's one right by where you can take it to Bear Fallen, where your clan is, Kent, your stead, or you can take it to there's one right in town, whichever one you want to go to.
Probably whatever would be closer to wherever we were. Let's take it to the one in the town, actually.
So you take it to the main one by the hall, and you start stripping up the meat. And you give it to the people who are around there. People, mostly women, who kind of cut it into strips and start hanging it on the things. And while you're there, Rue, you're kind of like helping with that process a little bit, and you see like walking, not in her full armor, but just still looking very badass.
Sorry, who that was cut out?
I didn't say her name yet.
Oh, okay. I was like, why?
He made an armor sound.
I made an arm. I made a marching sound that cut off.
All right.
But Aranita kind of walks up, and she's like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Just building some stores for the winter.
Good. You done with this?
Am I?
I mean, they can take it from here if you want them to be too.
He looks at her. and kind of dust his hands off. Yeah, what's up? Did you need help?
Well, I was just figuring, like you had some good ideas when you're talking to Gordo, and I figured you could come and help me figure some shit out to defend this place.
He tries really hard to be stoic and not like, oh my god, Erenina's asking for my help, and he only like 30% manages that. He's like, yeah, I'd.
Yes, I called him.
Of
She
course.
called him Gordo.
Yeah, what were you thinking?
Well, let's just check. Let's start at the entrance because that's where they're going to have to come through and work our way back and figure some stuff out.
We should start farther out than the entrance.
See, this is why I found you. What are you thinking there, Scout Boy?
I think maybe we set up some lookout posts with some kind of call system so we can get faster, more advanced notice. If we had had more time, we might have been able to hide a bunch of the cattle.
That's where your little friend went with Lanza.
Good.
You're blushing. You're blushing.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
It's your fucking beer's fault. He gives her a little shove and then is like, it's not too far.
She
Gives a
laughs. She's
shove,
like,
puts up the box.
yeah. Hey, let's go check out outside the Veil. I know Saban's working on some stuff too for the Palisade, so that's good.
All right.
So you spend some time, we'll say, with Erenina, kind of scouting the ground outside of the Veil, where your things are, and looking for good places to set up lookout posts and things like that. And I would say you can roll if you wanted to for your end of this. I'm trying to think of a good skill for you to roll. Hold on, let me take a look here. I would say like a search roll to just find some good like lookout spots.
All right. Do I make it? That's close. It wasn't close. No, I failed.
You may re-roll. We have some re-rolls.
Fuck it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
No, I rolled worse.
Did you suck? Okay. Hey, C-Stock, thank you. All right. You look
It
around,
was meant to be.
but you don't. You're like, oh man, this is really. Once you get out of the Veil,
I'm
it's
like in
kinda
a fucking ditch, like in a swamp.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you're like,
fuck,
this
man, I
is
can't see
perfect.
anything down here.
No, but you look around. You're confident you could be able to find areas. You find some potential areas, but you don't find anything you're really like excited about because you're trying to like picture in your head like, all right, where are they going to come from? And another thing too is that once you get outside of the Veil, outside of the Palisade, it's hilly, but it's not as like steep of a terrain as you're used to. So it's kind of like a new, different method of thinking of like, okay, where am I going to hide myself? A thing like that, some stuff like that. But I will say that while you're down there, eventually you scatter around a little bit. She's looking around for places to do like ambushes and things like that, or set up traps. And then once you go
She's
back,
like offense, Rue's like
right,
defense.
this is how we're going to kill these people. And then you get back into the Veil, and she starts talking about like the Veil itself is a natural funnel. Right, it kind of funnels up. The stream runs out of it. There's a Red Rock Steed is where the narrowest
That
part
means
is.
it's also a natural like box trap.
Correct. But you have secret ways, and you're having this conversation. She's saying, you're right, but we have Hontrell's Bridge, and we have other ways to get out that they don't know about.
Do we have
So-
enough people in the village who do know about them?
So
To lead others.
everybody in the village knows about it. It's like one of the secret paths around here through the mountains are like your thing.
Okay.
Basically, but I mean, really, my thinking would be we set up here by Red Rock Steed, the main Fuhrer to be here. The third is what they call like their militia, and then maybe get some people up in the hills of wailing with arrows and javelins and stuff, and yeah, fuck them up here while everyone gets away.
That's good. If we can keep the fighting forces occupied, it will give
Yep.
the non-combatants a chance to put some distance away. Maybe
Exactly.
we should
Once-
set up some caches of like clothes, food, weapons in a couple areas that people can get to on the way out if they don't have a lot of time to pack.
That's a good idea. I will. You know what? I'll talk to your mom about that, and we'll get some stuff set up.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Right. And then why don't you meet me tomorrow and we'll set up some traps and shit outside.
All right.
Yeah.
Erenina.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something about Bryn? Do you think she's ready?
Ready?
For this?
Oh. Oh.
Wait, what the fuck did you think I was asking?
Was nothing.
Glaring at her. He's like, for a war. Do you think she's ready for the war?
You saw her fight.
I wish she had more confidence in herself.
You know, I'm going to say this, Rue. Nobody's ever really ready.
Trial by fire.
Yeah. And
She
I've
did
seen
kill the
people-
shit out of that guy at the well.
I heard she shot him through the dick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like amazing. I wish I could do that. I'm not that good. I'm not that good with a bow, but like that is a shot I would want to make if I could. Did I just show you my collection? I've got a couple. No,
if I
weird.
say yes, are you going to show it to me again?
But I mean, if you want to see it, you can. I mean, it's like
I will. But you know what? My imagination is probably very active and doing it justice, I would say.
it's only like 3. It's not really a collection, but it's been quiet. So you really only have to cut a couple off. So people stop once you cut a few off. So
maybe you work with the Lunars.
Probably.
Shit.
Well, listen. Like, even every time I get into a fight, you always feel that feeling in your stomach. And if I didn't, I would be concerned then.
Sometimes I'm worried I won't.
Why wouldn't you?
Sometimes on wild days, when I hunt, it's not like it used to be.
What do you mean?
I think I've always kind of thought a lot about taking life and the weight of it. And I forget that sometimes now on wild day.
So, from what I understand of what happens to you, that's the god. And your curse kind of entering you. And when I fight, I can sometimes feel the goddess enter me. And it's the same way.
Does that part ever worry you?
No, because it's the goddess acting through me. And I have to put myself in her hands. Whatever happens from there, that's my fate.
I'm not so sure that I'm not always sure that I chose Telmore or if Telmore chose me.
I don't think any of us actually choose the gods.
Destiny.
Who would want to wake up and start cutting a bunch of dicks off?
I mean, Erenina. No, I get it. Sorry, I'm just fuck. It's so weird after so much scouting and lunars and fighting in the woods for there to not be any of that for 2 days. I've just been thinking a lot. I've been thinking too much.
Happens. Yeah, it happens. It's it's a come down when something like that happens. And listen, like I'm next door if you need me.
I probably will take you up on that.
You should.
If you have any more of that beer.
I do. You want some?
Right now?
Yeah.
She's just got a fucking flask. She's like,
she just pulls some out. Yeah.
Cracking open a cold one.
She's got like a hidden beer plate in her armor.
She's not in her armor for this, but she says, we're all we've been really lucky that a lot of stuff has passed us by since Starbrow's Rebellion, but it wasn't going to last forever. I wish it didn't happen. I wish we could have just fucked them up then. I wish my dad wasn't exiled. But, yeah, all those things happen. And you know that her dad was a rebel, but he got exiled. And if I remember correctly, her mom was killed in the fighting. I want to say, give me a second. But so you know that story. Morganath basically raised her. Actually, I take it back. Her father was caught and exiled. He went to New Pavis, and her mom was an Earth priestess. She went to the Holy Country and never heard from again. So Morganath raised her.
Man, we're almost like cousins.
Yeah. Yep.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Or she's like my aunt.
She's not super old. Yeah, she's like your cool aunt, right? Because she's a little older than me. She's not like, yeah. So she's the one who gives you beer. So she's like, your friend Bryn, she's had a lot of stuff happen to her family. And they paid a very high price in all this fighting, and that's not going to sit well with someone. I understand it.
Yeah. I know. I worry about her.
I know. You listen, you're going to be with her, and just keep an eye on her and watch your back.
No pressure.
That's the best you can do. Anything else is in their hands. She just kind of looks around.
He just kind of heavy sigh, takes a drink, and is like, all right, let's keep scouting.
You scout around. You may increase your battle skill just from the chat that you have with her. Roll 1d6 just automatically. You learned a lot from her.
Tactics.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going around.
Learning the battles.
Mm-hmm.
1. I learned something from her.
Hey, man.
It's a reroll for that.
Nah, it's all right.
All right.
It's all right.
That's
I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot more practice and experience real soon.
I have a feeling you're correct. So, okay. So, Descara, you head back to, once you're done with the deer, you head back to home. And you spend some time, like, taking care of your kids and stuff like that.
Yep.
And evening time, just as they're finishing up the meal, you get a you hear the, like, kind of knock and cough at the door of someone outside.
I'll go see who it is, because I know it's not Kymreese. He usually doesn't make his presence known.
Right. It's a huge hairy guy with a beard who you recognize
I was
as
about to say
Barath.
he quickly references how to talk to girls.
Kent's like, I have
It's
this book here. It's Barath.
Oh, broth. Come on in. Come.
Well, you're not interrupting anything with the little ones or anything, am I?
No, they're just everyone's kind of settling down.
So he kind of like he's big like you. He has to like duck to get in,
Yep.
and he goes, heard you and your friend got a deer today.
Yep, we managed to get it all set and brought it to the smokehouse in town, in the middle of town there.
Good. So listen, I wanted to wait to the Great Hunt to do this, but I don't think we have the time. So next Wednesday, as you know, Wednesday of Movement Week of every season is a holy day for Odelia. Next Wednesday, I want you to meet me up early. It's time for you to hunt the bear, boy.
He'll straighten up and he'll nods. Yeah, I'll be there. You want me to meet you by your hut?
Yeah. He says, meet me go the trail where it forks up above Bear Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
Meet me there.
All right.
I would tell you, do what you need to do to get ready. Say goodbye to whoever you need to say goodbye to. Could be gone a little while. Could be gone a long while. It's different for everyone.
Is there anything I shouldn't bring with me?
That I can think of.
All right.
Yeah, I'm watching this too.
Yep.
Okay. Sierra. Is there
Hello.
anything else you want to do?
Rissa had a question for Rue, but now's not the time.
Till she comes back. Deskar, you've got about 4 days before that happens. So, is there anything you want to do? We'll go on you for a bit, and then we'll hopefully get Rue and Arissa in, and then we'll start
All right.
your thing. Yeah.
In these like 4 days, I think if Rue's up for it as well, him and Rue would try to go out hunting a few more times to bring in as much stock as they can, whether it be deer or just some smaller stuff as well.
Probably could get. I'm just gonna flat out say that they're there turkey, right? Like, or something like that. Like, that's a good fall bird to hunt. So yeah, you could probably find them. So yeah, you know what? Give me just a blanket. You could do either like a survival roll if you want, or a like track roll, either or, just to see how good you guys do.
I'm gonna go with track because that is better than my survival.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm glad I did that because I would definitely not have made it with my survival. I made a 61 out of 73.
Okay, so you're able to you spend the next couple of days out in the woods, and it's fun. It almost feels like the olden days when you used to like hang out in the woods a lot, and you're out there, and you get a couple turkey, and I'm trying to think of something other than a deer that you can hunt. It's wild. Hey, mountains, you get a ram. And
Mountain rams, all right.
yeah, mountain ram. So you get some good meat to put up for people, and they get the ram, the bigger animals they smoke. The turkeys they pretty much just like cook and eat right away. And it's a good 4 days. Anyone else you want to say goodbye to?
As it comes to the end of the third day, he will go and talk to Esrala, say that he's going to be gone on his initiation, going on his initiation.
Thing.
Yep.
You might have to actually like kill one though, or do you? Or, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to know. It should sound probably something I shouldn't know, but I mean, it's a bear.
Yeah, that part's always been vague, but I think it's more. It could just turn out to be some sort of vision quest, but if I actually am going up against a bear, Broth has readied me for this.
He's a good man. I like Broth. Well, you leaving when tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning, early, yeah.
Well, I hope you catch the biggest bear. And she gives you like a big kiss. She grabs your face and like holds it and like gives you a big kiss on the head.
Thank you. I will. I'll be back. I'll definitely be back.
I know you will. Don't get lost or freeze or anything stupid, all right?
If it's me, I'll be finding probably a lot more beehives out of season than anything else.
Well, stay away from them too.
I'm gonna try my best.
All right. And what do you pack? Let's talk about that a little bit.
So because I won't know how long I'll be out, I'll probably pack some maybe a few rations, maybe a couple days. I can hunt for myself. I probably know what berries are good for picking while I'm out there.
Yep.
It's
starting to get a little slim with the pickings up there now because it's like late fall, so
yep.
But you still should be able to find some stuff.
As for my overall stuff, probably a good cloak, my bow, arrows, my hunting knives, as much. I think I'm gonna bring my axe just in case I do get up and close and personal with a bear, even though I don't want to.
Good thinking.
But after that, my rabbit foot charm, definitely.
Okay. Good thinking.
Yeah. Just looked down on my paper and I was just like, yes, that. So the bear can't hear me coming from a mile away.
Sounds good. All right, so you spend the night packing that up. Orissa, I'm trying to buy time to get your moment in Rue. It looks like it's coming to fruition. But yeah, go ahead. Let's hear what you got.
This was just a small thing, but especially since talking to the dragon spirit, Orissa's been talking to the orb more. If for no other reason than to get it to like her, so maybe it doesn't screw her over, but also because she's curious as hell.
Right, so let's play that a little bit.
It doesn't have to result in anything. She's just talking to the orb.
Fine, but you set me up. What are you doing? It's a quiet day in the maybe you go back to that spot where you have the nice view of the Vale.
Yeah, she would probably bring it there, and going on her walks and stuff, looking for more herbs and mushrooms and whatever. Gets up to her little spot. She just kind of plunks down on the ground and yeah, exactly, Troy, pondering the orb. She pulls it out of her bag and just kind of holds it awkwardly but reverently. She just kind of stares in silence for a moment and just, I don't know if you live in this thing or if you see out of it, but if you do, it's a nice view, ain't it?
You think you're rippling, and you have a dragon like kind of floating over you.
Oh, hello.
It is indeed most beautiful.
This is what we're all trying to protect.
Home.
Yeah. Have you ever been here before?
I feel I might have been.
Probably really different back then.
What you experience is real. Almost seems as a dream to me, or to my kind. And there is much I have forgotten, much that has been taken from me. Still, though, there is beauty in creation.
Is there anything that would help you remember?
He kind of ignores that question, and he says, you know, when the first runes manifested and the gods used them to create the world and create the spike, they did not create the dragons. The dragons just arrived.
From somewhere else?
Yes. And it was decided that the dragon should have a place to nest. And so they were allowed to nest at the base of the spike. And that is where they laid their eggs. That is where they lived, in peace with the gods. That is Dragon Pass. So if you are fighting to protect this place because it is your home, it is very much mine as well. In a way.
Okay. Good. Because I don't really do a lot of fighting. I do more of the fixing.
That is good.
But I mean, my friends are really, really good fighters. They'll be able to. I trust them.
Hopefully it won't come to that.
No, I would rather it not, but
Often it is
whole
hard to
nails
tell
on
who is
edge.
injured more. The person who does the injury or the person who is injured.
It's never easy.
It is not. It is good to share this. Yeah, it is good to share this space with you, Arissa.
Oh, I'm glad. I've been trying to keep you safe and all that since, you're not in a little cave anymore.
It is good to not be there anymore.
If I'm ever just like by myself and you want to just hang out and chat, you can.
I will do that. I haven't asked you much. You can ask me a question if you like.
Do you trust us?
You have not given me a reason not to.
I didn't plan on it. But
Then I can trust you.
that's That's fair. She kind of like looks up and just like tries to like reach a hand out to see if she can feel any physical, because she's not really dealt with spirits in this close.
So what I would say to you, I mean, you wouldn't like, Arissa wouldn't necessarily have this frame of reference, but for like a modern American U.S. person frame of reference, kind of like a pins and needles sort of feeling, like
Ooh, okay, yeah.
or like, I mean, I guess you would have that frame of reference of like, you wouldn't know you lost like blood flow to your hand, but you would know like, oh, if I sat on my hand, or if I fell, if I whacked it, like, this happened, kind of like that feeling if you touch where he is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm not good at making friends. Sorry. It's been like 11 years since I made a new friend, because I've known my friends for like ever.
It does not appear that there are many people here. New people, I mean.
No. The only new people that arrive are babies. Which reminds me, I should check on that little fellow at some point.
We do not have babies the way you do.
I know that you have eggs, but did they just show up?
They are laid the way you would understand, but
Okay.
all of the ones that have been laid and ever will be laid have been laid.
No more can ever come to exist?
Those that exist are on a path to become like me. Well, what I was.
How many are there?
Many. But when one dies, if he is not committed too great of a sins, he comes back to live again and continue on their journey. The serpent eats its tail, and the cycle never ends.
We have our own version of that. It's different because, you become a different person. But, with animals, too.
We are always, all of us, becoming different people.
She just kind of sits real awkwardly at that. Yeah. Yeah.
I would like to see this young one. I have not seen a small one of you.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. I have to bring a medicine kit that way anyway, so okay, yeah, how do I hop back in?
He just disappears. There's like a ripple and he's gone.
She just, I'm so not good at this, and then just wraps it up and starts heading out to go see the baby.
Is it? And then if you want to find Rue to have that moment, you can, and then we'll start this Kara's thing.
She'll go check on the baby, make sure baby's okay.
He's doing great. Family's doing great.
Good. What's it doing?
I said, if you're doing a scene with me, I probably have like 5 minutes while they eat this pizza before they start like suplexing my couch or something.
We can worry about this next stream. Go to Discord.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not important.
Fair enough. So some time passes. Rue, just to catch you up, you and Des spent some time, a couple days before he has to go away. He told you were hunting. You managed to catch a couple turkeys and a goat just to feed people. It was really great. It was like the olden days when you used to hang out in the woods a lot. Before Des has to go away for a while and hunt a bear. On his own.
Tell this to anyone? Does he have like a dream? Or Barath is like, it is time.
Like, it's time.
It is time. Yeah.
It is time.
It is time.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, Bryn is gone. Discar is gone.
I'm Reese went off somewhere.
Time Reese is gonna Ruben and Marissa are just like
We're and are just gonna hang out here.
just be
Reese went to
sad
go
together.
find a boat.
Be like
Reese is
sad
building a
puppies.
boat.
Like
She's like, Reese is building this giant boat in the mountains.
He's building the ark. This is
like
Noah.
fucking Noah, just building a huge boat. Marissa, you need to find me 2 frogs. All right. So, all right. So Wednesday of movement.
Troy's in chat. He just says, "You joke." ...
So Wednesday of movement week comes, and you get up early with everything you packed, Descara, and so just like that pre-dawn that hunters get up, it just feels almost like another hunting trip to you. But you head out, and you head up the trails behind Bearfall instead, and you know there's a place where he said where the trails kind of there's a fork in the trail, and you find him waiting for you already there. Nightclaw comes with you also, and he just goes, "Come with me." And you find him actually painted, like he's got like black paint like on his face and stuff, and he's wearing a full bear skin with like the thing over him, bare chested, and like you see his runes of like beast rune and stuff on his like massive chest and shit through his chest hair. But he's like, yes, bare chested. So he's like, "Come with me." And there's a fire already burning in like a little clearing, and he goes, "Place your weapons on the ground."
I do so.
And he takes out like almost like a bundle of some sort of herb, and he lights it on fire. And it's a very like thick smelling, strong, musky herb. And he smokes you, senses you, and he senses your weapons. And as he does, he's praying in beast speech, actually. Which you know a little bit of, you kind of recognize it. But he's praying, and he anoints you. He has like a little pot with looks like some ground up berries in it, and he anoints your forehead with the beast rune and an air rune on each cheek. And then he says, "You may pick him up now."
I will grab my weapons and place I'll grab and holster my weapons.
Well, I prayed to the sky bear for a good hunt for you. If I were you, I would find a ridgeline with some oak trees and head into the wind. Acorns will be dropping. Bears will be eating them. If you're upwinding them, they won't smell you coming. That's actually some real bear hunting advice, by the way. I looked it up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you always for the guidance.
I'll be here when you get back. And he kind of gives you the big guy shoulder clasp kind of hug. And with that, you set off.
Off I go.
And you head up into the mountains with Nightclaw with you. And you don't have any particular place to go or anything like that, so you're just kind of following, your own will. And you wander around, and I would say give me a track roll just to see how you do. You have some rations, but you're not carrying a lot because you're carrying light.
Yep.
So let's see if you can find anything.
Keep missing them by 10. I got an 83 out of 73.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you for that fact, Amber. That is just amazing. So the answer to the question of there's a bear shit in the woods is no. Everyone, bear fact from Amber: to prepare for hibernation, bears eat a bunch of grass and twigs to form an anal plug. So now we know that there's a bear shit in the woods, not during the wintertime.
Thank you for subscribing to Bear Facts.
It's the Frank version of bear. It's the butt plug, the bear butt plug. So anyway, get back to this real stuff. You just after a couple days, the rations start to run low. You've been trying to ration them out, and you're trying to start finding food, but you're not having a good time of it. You find some tracks, and you see a couple squirrels and stuff, but you just can't get close enough to get a good shot off at them. All the time you feel like Nightclaw's kind of judging you a little bit, because he's a cat, and,
As he always does.
Yeah, as he always does, and you're not doing well. But finally, it's been a couple days, and you're really hungry, and you find the track of possibly a small goat or there's a small deer, something like that. You're not quite sure because it's an older track, and you begin to follow it, and eventually you find that it's not. You catch up, and you find it's a small, not a ghost deer, but a black-tailed deer for all the people watching who get offended when the Harborn shoot deer, and you have a shot if you want to take it.
I will take that shot.
You miss. Don't even roll. So you shoot an arrow right off into the woods, and you're like, shit. And Nightclaw looks at you. And it's kind of like, the cat's ears go kind of like this a little bit. He's got like big floppy ears. And he talks to you. He says, "You're not a very good hunter."
This being the first time that he's talked to me?
Absolutely. Yep.
Being a bit surprised, I am I just kind of say probably louder than I should. Did I just hear you speak?
Yes. You want to save me to help you?
Yeah, have you always been able to speak and you just haven't?
Here I can. Come on. Walks off into the woods.
I'll follow Nightclaw.
You follow him, and he takes you down into deeper into the woods, and you see him like crouching, and he's like, "Look," and you see a little field mouse kind of off in the distance, and you're upwind from it, and the wind's rustling through the leaves a little bit, and he goes, "Sneak up on it like this," and he shows you kind of like how it gets, and he pounces on it, and he gets it in his mouth, kills it, and he's like, "Your turn. Go find one."
I'll just nod, and I know I'm not the best at moving quietly, so I'm going to I probably have the rabbit's foot kind of like hanging off a clasp up by my chest. So I'll just kind of grip it and hopefully activate it, because I don't know if I've ever.
You're like, do this thing, and you kind of feel it kind of like work for you, and so you're able to I'm going to say this, you're able to sneak up on a mouse and catch it.
Okay.
Which is a major feat. Earn a free increase to your stealth, 1d6.
Ooh, yay. To my overall stealth modifier?
So move silently is exactly what I mean. I'm sorry. Yeah. I always I get confused because in some games it's like stealth is just one thing, but they split hide and move silently. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to roll that right now.
Yeah, just add it.
Woohoo, I got a 6.
Sweet. All right, there you go. Your stealth goes up.
All right.
So you have a good night, and you eat some mice. And the next day, Nightclaw's like, "Come with me. Let me show you more. And you spend the day kind of going around, and he's showing you, like, you're used to tracking,
Yep.
like from your standpoint, but he showed you how to do it from like the cat standpoint, where he's literally like, this is where they'll run up the tree and hide, and this is where they're going to come down to water, and if they're going to carry over here, they're going to go over this branch because they don't want to touch the ground and get their scent on it where I can find it. And he teaches you all this cat stuff. Add 1d6 to your track. He spends the day with you, teaching you that stuff.
Teaching track from cat. Nice.
Yep.
I got a 5 on that. Doing well.
Doing well.
Okay.
And you spend some time hunting with him, using all the stuff you've learned. And after a while, unfortunately, you're hunting smaller game like squirrels and stuff like that. You've either driven it off or caught a lot of it.
Yep.
And so it's getting harder and harder, and you're getting hungry again. And you come across some deer tracks.
I think
and
it's time.
He just kind of looks up at you, and he says, "Cats like me don't hunt deer. It's your turn."
I'll just nod to him and say, "Here we go."
So you begin following the track. And I'm going to say that you use what he taught you. There's no need for a roll here. You're able to sneak up on the animal. And it's a small deer. Again, a black-tailed deer, not a ghost deer. And you're able to, you have a clear shot at it.
I will take this shot.
You need a roll.
All right.
And you get a good shot right in the chest, right? We're supposed to right above the shoulder, right in front of the shoulder blade. And it does run off a little bit, and you find it in the bushes dying. What do you do?
I will do a. I will thank Troy and remember to augment this. I'm going to try to do a peaceful cut on this dying deer.
No need to roll an augment or anything like that. You feel something very, very happy with you when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
And you thank Odelia and the Lady of the Wilds for the deer, and you get a free increase to peaceful cut. 1d6.
All right. Another 5.
Kent always rolls well on this stuff.
Yeah, except for my reputation, I've rolled consistently 1s on my reputation.
I mean, this is the important shit to roll well on.
This is the important shit to roll well on. Yes.
Reputation will come in time. That's not as important.
Yeah.
It's just funny because you're like the biggest guy, and everyone's like, "Wait, there was some guy there." It's like the Fargo, just funny looking how, just in a general sort of way. So, you have a nice meal that night with Nightclaw. Roast the deer over the fire, eat it up, and you sleep next to the fire. It goes out, and it's getting cold because it's late fall. And in the morning, he stands, he gets up and he looks at you, and he says, "I've gone as far as I can with you. The rest of the way you must go alone. I'll be waiting for you when you get back. It has been good to hunt with you.
I'm grateful for everything that you've taught me.
We will hunt again soon, together." And he kind of walks off and then kind of stops right at a ridge to look back at you, and then runs off through the woods. Then you're on your own.
All right.
And you begin going through these woods, and it becomes cold, and Oh my God, the chat. It becomes colder and wetter in the woods, and you realize, like, you've been to a lot of places around the Vale, but you have no idea where you are. You are like lost, and these are
Damn.
deep, deep woods with big trees, big evergreen trees, just all the trees look big, and it's a deep, dark forest. Think of like the dark forest in Valheim.
Yep.
Like this is
Yep.
what we're going through, like a deep, deep fall forest. And you wander for a while, and you find it. This is towards the end of the day that Nightclaw leaves you. You find a great oak tree. And way high up on this oak tree, far higher than you can reach, and you're big, you find claw marks of a great bear.
Well, looks like I'm in the right area, kind of thinking to myself.
So what do you do?
I'm going to, what was it Barath told me? Go upwind. No, yes, no.
Mhm.
Upwind and find a patch where there's a bunch of fallen acorns. Right?
Yep. So you begin trying to find a ridgeline, and you're searching around to find like some oak trees and a ridgeline. And as you search, you find like a little stream kind of going down this hill as you're trying to get to the top of the ridgeline. And in it, there's a little sandbar, and in that sandbar, there's this bare footprint like this.
Ooh, damn.
And you press on, and you find that ridgeline, and you spend the day kind of, they call it still hunting, but it's walking around, like it's moving around and trying to like hunt on the move. You try to look for the deer, and you stop for a while, you sit, see if you can hear anything, and you don't find anything that first day, and the weather is getting very, very cold. So you set up a fire in a camp for that night, and as you're sitting there and kind of like, eating the last of that deer that you saved from your time with Nightclaw, you look up in the sky and you realize two things. The first is you realize that you do not see a red moon at all. And the second is that there's some sort of light in the sky that you've never seen before. It's like ribbons of light. Aurora Borealis. Yeah. And you spend the night there, and there's something very peaceful about this forest. Even more so, I mean, you've spent your whole life going up into the forest to get away from people and to find this peace, but you're finding that in a deeper sense here than you've found in the forests that you've occupied around the mountain ranges, the Quiven Mountains where you've grown up. You feel, even though you're alone, you don't feel alone. You feel almost at one with the forest. And you wake up in the morning, and you search again along that ridgeline, and things start to go against you. It is cold, and it's wet and miserable, and you find some signs. You find, some scratched up trees, and you find some gnawed bones of old kills, but you never feel like you find any fresh mark or sign of the bear. And as you're walking today, you're walking along on a muddy hill, and you slip, and you slide down that hill, and you tumble to the end, and you don't get hurt. When you tumble and you come to a stop, and you get up and you're kind of checking yourself to make sure you're okay, you realize your axe is gone.
Damn.
What do you do?
I mean, I'm gonna try to make my way up back up the hill a little bit to see if I can find any signs of my axe, see if it slipped any down in a different direction. But
Search as you might, unfortunately, you slid down a ways. It was kind of steep, and you cannot find it. So you're kind of like, shit,
Yep.
but you keep searching and you keep going around. And you find another one of those little fast moving streams that kind of slowly flowing down. And as you're walking through that, you slip again. And you get wet. And you realize that some of your hours are gone. You're down to a couple hours left. But you get out of the stream and you manage to warm yourself up enough. And all of a sudden you hear somewhere in the woods, you recognize the sound. It's the sound of a small deer, another blacktail. What do you do?
I'm gonna see if I can try and track it down.
So you search around and you find a trail. And you follow a little ways and you find a little bit of just a little bit of an opening where you can see this, see the tail kind of going as it's just eating and minding its own business.
As much as I want to take the shot at it, I only have 3 arrows left. You said?
Yeah, I'll say 3.
About 3. And
You are so hungry.
I think I'm going to try to sneak up on it and try to take it with my hands.
Okay. Give me a move silently roll.
And I'm going to augment this with
Listen,
my beast rune.
Troy and Gerbo have been yelling all night.
Augment. Yeah.
Yep. And I am going to re-roll that. All right, made it with the re-roll.
So you managed.
That was a 42 out of 65.
Very good. So you managed to sneak up on it, and you're within grabbing range.
That was to augment.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so you're able to. So that's a regular. So you get plus 20. I'm sorry.
Okay. So now I move silently, and I make it with the move silently too.
So you managed to get up to it, and how are you going to? What are you doing to attack? Describe what you're trying to do to me.
So I sneak up to it, on it as best I can. I probably still have my hunting knives with me. The one that I usually make the peaceful cuts with, I'm going to try to grab it and slit its throat as best I can.
Sure. So I'm going to say you're attacking from. Doesn't know you're here. You've done a really good job. So roll me an attack with your knife skill.
Hey, dagger?
Yeah.
Okay. And I am going to try. I'm going to use a reroll on that because we have. I think we got like a couple of rerolls all around, and
Yeah, we got a few tonight.
okay. And oh, I see a 20. That is a 20.
Okay. So, what is your dagger
Good.
skill?
45.
Cool. So you snuck up, you got him. That's a regular success. It's not a special, but I will let you. We'll say you took the time to. I'll be nice. You took the time to go for the head because it didn't know you were there. So just roll your damage, and we'll see if you can grab it.
What is the damage for a dagger? Because I didn't have that readily available. If anyone in chat knows,
I can get it for you if no one else can. The dagger is 1d4 plus 2 plus your strength bonus.
All right. 1d4 plus 2 plus right my damage bonus.
Yep.
Okay. Separate. So that is 6 plus 1. 7.
So you jump on, and you just, it leaps. It kind of like starts to jump around, try to get away from, but you get a really good grip at it, and you get that dagger. You get the dagger in, and it kind of rolls and tries to roll off of you, and it's it's not pretty, but you do it. You get him. You got yourself a deer, man. Small one. This is a little
small one.
Yeah.
I will continue on to dressing it and getting myself a meal for tonight.
As you do that, you start to reach for your stuff. You're like, oh shit, man. You realize like your bow that you had on your back as you were fighting this, it snapped. Must have gotten damp or something and just kind of like worn out, and while you're rolling around with the deer, it just broke.
Damn.
You get dressed, and you find yourself it's really, really cold and damp, and you can almost feel like a sleet storm coming. So you look around, and you're able to find, to call it a cave is generous. It's like kind of like a scoop out of a rock. Right, like there's a big rock in the middle of the forest, and it's kind of like a little hollow, and you're able to put a fire in front of that and cook up the deer and kind of like tuck back there and eat what you can get off it. It was a small one. It was big enough to give you a hard time, but it wasn't a huge deer. But you eat well, and you manage to save some meat. What do you do with the meat you save?
I'm probably gonna wrap it, and I'll cook it and wrap it and try to save it for rations for the coming times.
Sure. Okay. So you do that, and you settle in, and it begins to sleet, and it gets nasty and cold. But you settle in and try to like huddle up as much as you can, and keep the fire going, and eventually you drift off to sleep. And I'm just going to type something real quick to you in Zoom here, Kent, because you will know this response. Just sit on that for a minute. And you drift off to sleep. And somewhere in the middle of the night, you hear a very, very close to you.
I'll kind of start jolt awake, and I'm probably backed into this little hollow as far as I can anyway.
You do, and you automatically instinctively do that because you wake up and you're like, what? And you see this huge bear on the other side of your fire, which is dwindled down in the rain, in the sleet. It's out now, and this huge sandy colored bear is there, and you get this another deep that bear kind of woof sound, and then it pops its jaws. Bears will like open and shut their mouths, and that's a very very bad thing when they do that. It pops its jaws at you, and you see it just rears up to its full height, and this thing's got to be like 12 feet tall. Just a massive bear, maybe even bigger than that, easily twice your height.
Mhm.
And you see kind of around its feet as it does that, 2 little cubs.
Yeah.
And it drops to the ground and then just kind of charges you. And it charges right up to you, and at the last minute it stops. And it's so close, its breath is just in your face, and it smells you. And then it says to you, "You are too small to eat."
As this has been a weird week already, and I'm not really used to animals talking to me, I'll just back and kind of, and you are far too big for me to eat as well.
It kind of backs up and laughs and kind of like starts like doing a little like not like a walk back and forth like a cat, but bears will kind of like dance on their front feet, like kind of like go side to side like that a little bit and like kind of scratch the ground. And it goes, "Look at you, small and alone and afraid. Are you hungry?"
I've caught what I could, but it is not enough.
Just one of my claws could feed a creature like you. And the little bears are like kind of like rolling around and playing behind it as it says that.
Should I ask the bear to help me? I'm gonna ask the bear to help me.
What do you say?
If you were offering to help me eat, I would be ever so grateful.
It goes, "Okay, little thing," and it kind of reaches up and pops a claw out and spits it at you. And it goes, "Come on, I'll teach you how to eat." And she turns around, and the cubs, like, doesn't even look back. The cubs follow her. She's walking off. And you got this huge bear claw on the ground in front of you.
I'll pick up the claw and
Dude, it is fucking big and it is heavy. Like, you have a hard time picking it up.
yeah, damn.
You're like, whoa. And so you pick it up and you follow the bear, and she takes you down a hill to a bigger stream, not like the little ones you've been finding, but kind of at the base of the ravine, there's a river, like not a river, but like a deeper, bigger stream. And
Yep.
you follow her along that. This is you slept for a while. The sun's starting to come up now. And she takes you to a pool where, there's a little spillage over a rock and there's some deeper water. And she sits there for a while. And the cubs play behind her. She doesn't really pay any mind to them. They might be stomping Doritos into her carpet, but they don't pay attention to her. And just kind of gets his big paw up and into the water, just whaps this fish right out of the water onto the shore, just grabs it in its mouth and pins it down and like rips some fish flesh out of it and it's chewing it. Just looks at you and goes, "Your turn."
Just learning to hunt from all sorts of things this trip. I'll wade into the water and
you like hold the claw and like kind of like look for a fish, and sometimes you see one. You see the shadow of one kind of like gliding. Just kind of they hold steady in the current and wait for stuff to spill over. You see the shadow of one. What do you do?
I'm gonna take a swipe at it with the claw.
You slash at it, and it's too quick for you. It swooshes away. And so you wait and you try a couple times. You get a few more tries at this, and you just can't do it. Can't get one. All the while, the bear's kind of like eating this fish and watching you, giving some to its cubs. And the cubs almost feel like they're laughing at you. And you just can't do it. And she looks at you, and she goes, "Perhaps fishing is not for you. Follow me." She turns and just plods off into the woods.
I'll heft the claw again, and I'll start after her.
You follow her and the cubs have like fallen back, and they're kind of like running around your feet and like smelling you and stuff now. And like, you know, if you understood bear talk, you'd feel like they're probably like making fun of you, but they're just, you know, they're having fun with you.
As smaller animals than me have been lately, they've been making fun of me. I kind of accept it.
Correct. So you follow this big she bear, and eventually she comes to this huge fallen tree, and she just kind of puts one big paw on it, pulls it over, and just kind of rips the wood up and starts picking through it. Picks up this really nice fat grub and just eats it. Your turn.
As Troy joked in chat, it's time for the bare necessities. I will dig through this fallen tree.
So you get into the tree and you start trying to pull the wood apart to find grubs. And it's a big tree. This is like you, a big guy, would not be able to get your arms around it. And you're trying to like rip it up, and you're not strong enough. You're not strong enough to get anything out. And she's just kind of sitting there watching, and you're getting cold now because it was a wet night and you haven't had a fire, and you're starting to like shiver now as she's sitting there watching you. And she says, "Perhaps a bear claw is only as good if it's attached to the rest of the bear." She kind of pushes a grub at you.
I'll pick the grub up and nod my thanks and have a grub.
And you're eating it and you're like shivering as you eat this grub, and she goes, "You are cold." "No."
Very.
"We're not cold. Our fur keeps us warm. Here." And she just like takes a handful of fur. "Have some of mine."
I accept her fur, and I will try and use it to keep myself warm.
You don't get like it's just like a handful, and you're just able to like put it kind of like a bear beanie, and it keeps you warm, warms you up, and you feel good. You feel really good, actually. You feel a lot better. And she goes, all of a sudden, she goes, And she's just sniffing. Do you smell that?
Do I smell that?
Yes. You do. A hare is nearby.
Hmm.
As in a rabbit.
Yes.
Yes.
I do. Is it? And I'll point in the direction that I think it's coming from.
You know the general direction. And the cubs kind of like looking at you, are both looking at you like they're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Think we shall go and try and get this bear. Maybe not for myself anymore, but for these cubs that look like they need it.
Using what you've learned from Nightclaw, you are able to sneak up easily on this hare and pounce on it and get it easily.
I will take the hare and I will present it back to the great bear and her cubs.
He seems very, very happy, and the cubs are really happy because they eat it. And she looks at you, kind of proud. She seems almost proud of you. And she says, "Follow me." And she just turns and starts walking, like, again into the woods, and the cubs go right after her.
I follow as well.
And you follow her for a long time. Like, it's almost nighttime. You followed her through this woods, but you're not cold. And it's a cold, cold, cold day. The rain eventually stops, but the air is just chill. But you don't feel it. It doesn't bother you. And you don't get tired as you walk through this deep, silent forest. And you catch the smell eventually of something very, very sweet. And you hear a buzzing up ahead. And the she-bear and her cubs stop. And you get up next to her and you can see there's this old dead tree that's hollowed out. And you can hear buzzing from inside.
I know that buzzing well.
Yep. And she goes, "Go get us some honey."
Well, I suppose it's time that I find the bees before they find me for once. And I will try and go and get some honey.
So you're able to go up, and the bees get angry, even though it's cold. So they're a little like,
Mm-hmm.
kind of. I don't know the word I'm looking for. They're lethargic. That's the word I was looking for. But you're able to scoop in, but you activate them when you're scooping some honey out. But the fur that you have like protects you from it. Doesn't bother you. And you get this honey, and you kind of run back with this couple of combs of honey for her and yourself and the cubs. Add 1d6 to your survival skill for everything you have learned from the bear.
Bear survival.
Bear survival. Bear, almost as if Bear Grylls.
Y'all, chat has been so many bear puns, and it's making me happy.
All right. I got a 5 on that, bringing it up to 30.
You sit with this mama bear and her cubs, and you're just eating this honey, and you eat it all, and you start. Just the kid, the cubs eventually, thankfully, even though they're running around, they were crazy for a long time, the honey kind of levels them off and they fall asleep. Because eventually that does happen if you stuff them with enough sugar, Amber. And they crash. Just give them as much sugar as you can and they crash, I promise.
I'm crashing.
The key is that's where it's a test of will. All right.
Crashing
you have to give them more sugar. But they kind of start to sleep. And the mama bear says, "Thank you for the honey. You're becoming you're learning to be a good bear."
Thank you for teaching me how to become a good bear.
I have one more thing to show you. Come with me. And she kind of turns and pads away again.
I will follow.
So you follow, and she leads you up a ridge, and there's like a rock outcropping, and she kind of gets up there and sits down and is looking at a view, which bears will actually do. They'll just sit and look at nice views, like for no reason other than like because they like them. And there's this gorgeous view of the of like the valley that you're in, and you can see out and you see those lights again in the sky, the aurora borealis just flickering over it. But you're looking around and you're like, I don't recognize any of these woods. I don't recognize any of these mountains. I should be able to see Carol Finn, but I don't. Like, I don't know where the fuck I am.
I don't even see that red bitch in the sky.
Yeah, you don't see anything. You don't see any of it, but it's really, really beautiful. And you sit for a while and you just take in this gorgeous view. It's like it's late fall, so it's like you got the yellows and the oranges and the leaves, and where you have the deciduous leaves, and it's just very, very beautiful. And you sit for a while and you just take it all in. And she says to you, "It's beautiful, isn't it?"
Very. I'm not sure where I am, but I like it here. It's very peaceful.
All the wild places of the world are beautiful, and they deserve to stay that way. Tell me something. When you leave, will you protect other places like this?
Always.
Will you make sure the wild places stay wild?
I will make sure that they stay as beautiful as this and as long as I can.
Will you share the bounty of the wilds with your people? But make sure they don't take too much.
I will. That is something that my people need most right now.
Then you may go, and you may take my strength and blessing with you. And as she says that, like you were hearing like a deep bear voice, but it changes to a woman's voice. And you look, and you see sitting next to you is this woman who's dressed in the dress she's wearing. It looks almost like bark of like a birch tree, almost like birch. And she has a crown of autumn leaves around her hair, and her hair is green, and her eyes are just something extremely wild in her eyes. I don't mean like wild, like wild places of the world. And she smiles at you, and she says, "You found your bear."
Thank you. I was not sure what I was going to expect from this, but
You did well. Go in peace.
thank you again. Thank you for all that you have taught.
I will see you again in the wild places. When you turn and you walk away, when you look back, she's not there anymore. And you see ahead of you, kind of waiting, leaning on this tree, a guy who's like bigger than you, who you recognize from your adult initiation. He's got this bear cloak with the head like up, long beard that's braided, massively muscled. He's got a bow like kind of slung on his back with his arrows, and he's just kind of standing there with his arms crossed looking at you. You know it's Odelia.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "The Lady of the Wilds has blessed you. You've done very well."
Thank you. I was hoping, well, not hoping. I guess I thought I was doing this solely for you, but all the wilds.
She is my mother. Come on, I'll walk you out. Do you have any questions for me?
Will I ever be able to reach this place again?
If you live a good enough life, yes. But you have much to do ahead of you. I'm sure you've heard the tales, but it is not uncommon for us to spend less and less time with our human kin and more time out here. Until eventually you become one with it all again.
I've heard our was he a rune? Baroth is a rune
He's a rune lord. Yeah.
rune lord.
Mhm.
A rune lord of that follows you has
I know
kind
him.
of gone, and he's still part but separate from the rest of us.
It is our way. You will find that the more time you spend out here, the less time you will be understood back there. It is not a bad thing. It is just the way things are.
Hopefully, I hope for my loved ones that I can maintain that balance for quite some time.
It is the way. The question. I have a feeling your people are going to need you. So I will say to you to go back to them now. I will need you to hunt for them in the darkness that'll come. But look always for me in the wilds and know that these are the places I can hear you best.
Thank you. I will continue to. Words failing me.
He just laughs at you. He goes, I know, and just kind of pats you on the shoulder. And then he's gone. And you find yourself sitting on a rock outcropping, and you recognize where you are now. You're very high up on the eastern side of Mount Quadratus, kind of looking out over lowland Sartar. You can see Carolfin in the distance, and you can see the marsh, and you can see the different hills and the Colomar Wilds below you. You're back from wherever you were. Only this time, you have your bow and your axe, and everything is back with you, wrapped around your shoulders, and over your head is a bear cloak.
I will start back down to that little fork behind Bearfallen to meet back up with Baroth.
You get up and you start walking down, and as you do, a few flurries of snow begin to fall out of a cold gray sky. And that's where we'll stop tonight. Shorter episode. But that you get.
God damn.
Yeah.
Welcome to Manimalhood, brother.
Animalhood.
Animalhood.
Slowly gathering
Two
animal
later,
companions.
you guys will, off the root point, you'll have Wolf and the bear fighting.
We're gonna develop a special fighting style called Wolf and Bear.
Wolf and bear.
Arisa just over here like, I'm gonna have to learn animal anatomy now. How the fuck do I?
Sarah and I were on fire in the chat. Some of them direct messages with each other, so you all don't even know.
Yeah,
I saw you guys like just cracking up, and I'm like,
Yep.
what? I know something's happening, but I was like, is it in Steam chat? No. Is it in? It's not here. Something's happening.
Direct message.
Yep.
Yeah, I was censoring myself.
It was for your own good.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Just tell me now or later. Just tell me
I
later.
had Twitch chat over to the side, also making puns that I had to ignore.
Oh yeah, Twitch
Just
chat is
puns from every side.
still making bear puns.
Yeah, they are too. They are very much so.
Hell yeah, I love you guys.
It's so good. Oh.
Woo. Yay,
All
two
right.
down.
Bam, 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 bam.
Two down.
I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you're a grown ass adult now.
You in your cult. So I'll message you later with your you get some rune spells and stuff like that.
All right.
We'll talk about that. And you get bumps to your skills because you can look and like there's stuff in there outside of what you got doing this. There's more.
Yep.
So we'll go through that stuff.
All right.
But yeah, shorter session because we only
Grace
had
gonna
three
wake up naked in a bush on Wild Day, just like sit up, and then Deskar is just gonna sit up out of another bush. Insane.
This is the
best
little
was-
awkward, the bro nod of
Rose night out.
So the funny thing, one of my best memories of this was when we were talking about like Discar being able to like cast like the bear form spells and get bigger, and he's like, well, I can, it stacks with with armor if I wear it, so I'm just gonna get like armor that like stretches, right? So like Amber and I just Googled bear in a harness and just like peppered
Horrible plan.
with all the pictures that come. Oh, I know what I was gonna get. All
Greg,
the
don't worry,
pictures that
Ken.
come
The
up.
internet knows exactly what you mean.
We know exactly what you look like, Ken.
I mean, that's pretty close to the lines of what Amber and I were talking about behind your backs.
Yeah.
There was like one part where Sarah was like, is this bear flirting with him? And I was literally typing, it's getting kinky in here at the same time that she said that.
Just a
Oh,
little
it was so
furry
good.
nonsense. Just,
It was so
whatever.
good.
It's all good in the hood.
You get a little furry as a treat.
So
But like I came back from wrangling the children and you said like she a couple times, like the bear was a her, and I was like, oh no, Discar is talking to another woman.
But then it was a
And then we
bear.
just started with thanks. That was so good. Love it.
it works because it's like those guys just wander off in the wilderness and don't talk to people. So like,
Yep.
good job.
It's like talk.
Yeah.
Goes into the woods.
I'll be in the woods for 20 years.
I'm gonna go eat some raw
The
fish now.
Adela version of walking into the sea. Just
Yeah.
walks into the woods.
Never to be seen again.
They do that. Eventually they'll just be like, I'm just going to stay as a bear. Fuck this shit. I'm out. Peace.
Bearing off.
Bear
Yeah.
time.
Fucking goals.
A cat insulting you the whole way.
Yep.
like human, 2-ton bear, doesn't matter. Cat's
Okay.
talking smack.
Christian, have you seen or read Coraline? Because the way you played out that first intro is basically the cat from Coraline.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, I never have.
It's
I never
so-
have. It's one of the
Yep.
one of the Neil Gaiman things that
Watch
I never
watch the
have
movie.
read. Okay.
Look, I'm gonna be a horrible librarian right now, but I like the movie better than the book. I'm just saying.
I mean,
The movie was very good.
It's that good.
I like all the Lord of the Rings stuff movies better than the books, like including The Hobbit. Like, they're just
honestly, I will say
actually the
that
Hobbit
like
movie is pretty bad. Like, I would say I probably don't like either of
it's
those.
okay though.
But
There's
the
just
Lord of
some
the
of
Rings
it that's
movies are
dumb.
better than the books.
Yeah, because you don't have that first 50-page hurdle. That's the problem with Lord of the Rings. Like Fellowship of the Rings was like, and Tom Bombadil. I'm sorry, people are going to probably like hunt me down and shoot me, but like I hated Tom Bombadil so much, and I get what he is and everything, but like I was reading that and I'm like, fuck this guy. Like I was just
Fuck this guy.
My favorite Tolkien post I saw online. Now, granted, I have never read Lord of the Rings. I have not seen any of them, etc., etc. So this meme has no context for me, but it's Tolkien can spend 5 pages describing a tree and then only mentions offhandedly in one sentence how a hobbit invented golf.
Once you get past those first 50 pages, it's decent. It's a decent read, but it can be real dry at places. But
I have ADHD. I fucking can't.
I love epic watching and playing in epic fantasies, but I do not like reading them. They're just the pacing is all wrong for me.
Yeah.
I will do my favorite thing because Rainey's not here and crap on the Wheel of Time, but like also like
Oh, shots
dude.
fired.
seriously, no with that
All right.
whole book.
Before we get too controversial with our
we're gonna get
takes,
burned off the internet here.
book
I'm
talk
sorry,
will
I
hate
just
us.
put it like I got through 3 of them, and then I found that there was an entire book that was entirely about like boll weevils, like
You got through
infecting
3
potatoes.
of them?
I got through 3 of the Wheel of Time. Yeah,
I did like
and I was
120 pages the first one, and I was like,
I
Nah.
just forced myself through it. And it's like, by that third book, I was so sick of like, Rand reaches out and felt the taint of Sidon. And I'm like, I fucking get it. Okay, guys fucked up. I get it. All right. You mentioned it like 5 times every single page, motherfucker. I'm sick and tired of hearing
got
this.
the
Right.
subtext.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna take this real
Yeah, we
quick.
probably
And
shouldn't be.
0
It's good
I'm just
downloads for the
gonna-
next month.
Yep, I'm
Brain is
just
gonna
gonna
be like, what happened?
We just start getting hate mail.
Yeah. What
thank
happened?
you, everyone, for bearing with us on this episode of DMs After Dark. If you enjoyed it, you can follow us here on Twitch. You'll get notified every time we go live, which is every other Friday at 7 p.m.-ish EST, unless we have bonus streams, which happen occasionally for cool and chaotic things. You can also follow us on all of the social medias at DMs After Dark, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can email us at dmsafterdark@gmail.com. If you would like a swaggy t-shirt with our logo on it, I have just put the link in chat. We are hopefully coming out with some more merch soon. We've got some Team Chaos and Team Wholesome shirts that we're planning on, and I have been drafting some sticker ideas in my
Hell
brain hole for more of those. So feel free to check that out if you would like to. Talking about Twitch, if you want to subscribe to us, you can hit that little subscribe button. It is $5 a month if you wish, or if you have Amazon Prime, you can give us 5 of Jeff Bezos' very own dollars.
You should.
Which we
can spend it better than he can.
Jeff Bezos or us?
Take from the dragon and give to the poor.
Actually, so I saw a meme where it was more than a meme, but it was someone figured out, talking about Tolkien, Smaug's hoard, okay? A literal mountain of gold was worth about, say, $50 billion today, okay? Jeff Bezos is richer than Smaug, okay? The little dragon, who is like the
personification of greed.
A personification of evil and greed, and Jeff Bezos has more money than he does. Twice as much.
What?
So chip away that hoard. Give us 5 of his dollars.
Give us a little bit of that.
We're the hobbits. We deserve it. Right? Is that an okay analogy for me to make? Is that...
No? Yeah, we're not going to get sued.
Okay, I don't know any of. I just know hobbits are fun and like to eat, and that's us. It sounds right. Email us. We're on all the podcast apps at DMs
We're
After Dark.
fun and like to eat. That is a perfect summary. Sorry, actually,
it's pretty good.
You've written our entire bio, all of our bios. We're fun. We like to eat.
You're welcome. Whatever podcast app you like, we're probably there. I'll be honest, that's where most of our subscription money goes towards too, because hosting podcasts is expensive, y'all. So you can listen to us wherever. And if you want to leave us a review on any of those podcast apps, that would also be really freaking cool, and we love it and appreciate it. Because we enjoy doing this, and we enjoy that you enjoy this chaos. And until next time, my friends, go into the woods and flirt with a bear. Good night.
Night.
Please don't die. Don't listen to me.